Well, here we are. Uh, I'm not sure if everything's working. It's been a while since I've been here. I've been, oh, well, look at that. I'm not sure if everything's working. It's been a while since I've been here. Let me fix that. Oh, well, look at that. Hold on. Let me fix that. Oh, well, look at that. Hold on. Something is fix that. Oh, look at that. Hold on, it's just not working. Something is. Oh, that. Hold on, it's just not working. Something is. Oh, that. Hold on, it's just not working. Something is. The entire. There it goes. That. Hold on, it's just not working. Something is. The entire. There it goes. That. Hold on, it's just not working. Something is. Let me see here. There it goes. That. Hold on, it's just not working. Something is. Let me see here. There it goes. That. Hold on, it's just not working. Something is. Let me see here. There. Have to turn it off, I guess. I got that up so I can look and see if it actually is streaming right and see how it's doing. Let me pull that over so I can still look at that later. Sorry about that. It's been a while since I had this set up, so I'm still trying to get it up right. Well, that's not good. So we should be able to see it temporarily anyway. Log into Twitch, what? That's weird. Twitch is logged out? No, it's not. Whatever. Let's see how it's working now. Oh, now it's just 0, huh? I can't really see if it looks like it's, let me go ahead and put something in the chat and see if the chat is working. See if that posts like it ought to. For some reason, it's only coming up in the 1. I don't know why this has got the, oh, here. There. Now we got it going. But I don't see the, oh, it's clear. There. All right. Okay, it came up. Okay, but I'm not seeing all of it for some reason. Only the, uh, only the 1 came up. I don't know why. I should be seeing all of the chat, but for some reason I am only seeing. So let me delete that one and bring this one up again. Maybe because it wasn't there. Now we're seeing it. Oh, this is, okay, it'll work. All right, now I can see if our stream is actually working or not, and go to that. So some of the things that's been going on in my life, uh, I I've been, I would like to say that, the truth is that I just got so burned out. Oh my gosh, that I just had to take a break. I'm sorry. And then I had some health problems here and there, but those are normal. But today I've been trying to get back online a little bit, and I don't want to talk a lot about myself today. We just want to do some gaming and do that and go from there. All right. So we're going to just game a little bit and enjoy that. I'll check over here. I have it on my monitor. I need to switch monitors so I can look from this monitor. Or switch cameras even. Put the camera over there. Of course, then you'll see the mess. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Um, so uh I know the sound is working because I just heard it, so that's good. And we're going to go ahead and start the game. We're playing some Skyrim today. So let me go to the gameplay window and bring up the game and see and make sure that it's coming on. And I see an error, which wasn't there a second ago. There it goes. And I'll turn up the, I see the, okay, hold on. I'll go over here real quick and turn on this mic. Hear me. I don't know how loud. I'll make it right like that, I guess. And I'm running it over the system, so sometimes it'll double up. But, we'll try to have fun anyway. All right. All right. So let's go for it, man. And it looks like it's all working properly. I see it all up. Oh, it's got the wrong set. Let me check it out real quick. For some reason, it's showing you guys the whole stream platforms and everything. I don't know why. It shouldn't be. Oh, it's because it's just the... Let's just try to enlarge this thing. See what we got. No, that's not what we wanted. Okay. Okay, I don't see the chat in there. For some reason, I'm not seeing the chat. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the chat. All right. It looks good. If it's not, well, I'll try to watch this chat, and if you have a problem with it, you can let me know. Although I'm looking at the Twitch chat instead of the other chat. Hold on. I messed that up, didn't I? Here's the chat I need. FB Studio. Oh my gosh. You'll get it. Just give me a second. I'm so... I don't know why it didn't connect to the platforms properly. This says it's connected, but for some reason I'm not seeing the YouTube here. Donations. Let me see if I can click all again. Let's see if that'll make a difference. It's always a pain. I think the other one works better. Let me check and see how we're doing on YouTube real quick. Uh-oh. We need to come in this one. YouTube. Zero there. Switch count. We lost some subscribers. Whoops. That's not so good. No, not Google account. Oh my goodness. How about just oh, go to your channel. And it says we're live right now. That's not so good. All right, looks good, but we don't have the chat in there. Is the only problem. No, not Google account. Oh. All right, so the chat. See if I can pop it out here. Pop out chat. Here, I'll pop it out there. And then I'll pop out the other chat inside of this one. Oops, it's from this one. And it'll give me Twitch and Rumble. There, we'll have to have two windows, but at least I'll see it, right? All right, that should do it. We should be ready to go. Oops, no, I don't have the window. Okay. So let's go back over here too. Okay. All right. There we go. Continue. Yay, we're up. Takes so much sometimes to get this stuff right. All right, here we are. Let's do something. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Is it not going? Oh, it's way behind. There. Looks like it's going. 3,400 kilobytes. That should be good enough. All right. Where am I at? Looks like I am in Windhelm. See what we got going on here. The first rescue mission. Return to Vilkas. Talk to Beowulf Free Winner. We didn't talk to Burnwolf. Blew that one, huh? Oh, we can just go to Vilkas. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff first, though. And that piece is and let's see right here. Let's watch over. Be sure we got tons to sell. Now something a little cheaper here. Oh, look at we got 12 fishing rods. They're only worth $6 a piece, but I think that we can get $40 worth or something. 42, 48. All right, we'll let them have one. Whether armor you need or a new blade, come see me.
Good thing you did for me, Relion. Get reading that file for him before
If it's an armor or a new blade, come see me.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Okay. 750. Unless you sold these.
Be sure to stop
by
by
Sadri's used glare. Very good. There's no glow there. See the arrow there? I do.
Now here's a man I'm glad to see. Everything I got on display, really.
Really?
Potatoes. Leg rabbit.
Good
Good
day.
day.
to you.
See why we have an arrow in the
They
sky.
call me a war hero. If
Ulfric had his way. Anyone who wasn't a Nord would be shipped right out of the sky. Whenever a group of marauders attack a Nord village, Ulfric was the first to sound the horn and send the men. Ulfric and things that ambush. The Mordonians or a Kaji caravan. No investigation. There's a group of cutthroats out there right now, and Ulfric doesn't lift a finger to bring the Jana, and as long as they don't threaten. So we got a job here to kill some cutthroats.
I have a little of everything for sale.
That's a brave offer.
I'd be happy to throw in my coin like that. You deal with them. I'll make sure you get paid.
Maybe this
Old soldier will throw in some lessons as well.
Assorted fruit,
Okay,
vegetables,
well now we got a job to
all
do.
delicious and affordable.
I killed a lot of high elves in the Great War, and I didn't die.
I
Guess that makes me war.
I travel more. Take a look.
Why is this guy following me? Another 750. Let's sell 2 of these. It's close enough, right? And no, we need $26. Okay, we'll sell one of these.
Thank you for your custom.
Thank you for your custom. That's it.
Distraction man is fine. Just don't for burning Emily with me.
Pretty strange that just changed, but whatever. Where am I in it? What in the world? How do I get clear over here? Stony Creek Cave. Is there a leader? Got a boat there, fishing supplies. We knew the Stony Creek Cave was always there. What's it got now? Alright, that was a way. And what's that? Is this Stony Creek Cave? Yep. Oh, people are already dead here. I remember going in here. I didn't get the leader.
Whoa. Nice.
Ah. Wow, it's just like I never went in here. Killed all these guys. This is where we'll be coming out later. Can't remember. I think one of these has a chest or something. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Someone there? Time to end this little game.
Well, that was pretty easy. None of these things are letting me get the gold or anything. See that? But we must have missed something, because I've tried and tried to go up that, and you can't get in there. It's almost impossible. What? Where'd he come from? Where's he going? Nope, won't let me go in. Whoa, what was that? That thing has been trying to install. Well, since I'm here. Why is this still? This is where this came. World. Okay, so I gotta go above. I don't even see the guy. Oh, that guy must have been the guy I needed to kill, huh? Hmm. Well, have to go above. This is none of their services. He's talking to me. Yeah, anyway. Shortly. Might need a horse to go up this. Let's see the place. I forget where the top end of that comes out at. Maybe up there. Well, I can't go up there from here, that's for sure. There ain't no way. Let's see if we can just fast travel to it. Here. I think one of those is a fishing pole. I'm using a fishing pole to fight. Here it is. See, I've definitely been in here before. Oh, that's strange. Ooh, it's dark. Ah. Dare I touch the strange orb? I don't think I like that idea. Alright. I guess that's all we can do. See, I know I've been here before, too. Where are all these things coming from? It's like it didn't save or something. Maybe just like time. Stuck in here. I'm gonna die otherwise. Where in the heck am I going? I've been here before, but I don't remember why. All right. I remember swimming this whole thing. There wasn't really nothing in it. But how do you get out of here? Right there. There's a long drop, man. Maybe I died or something. Forgot to save it. Where'd you go? Oh, I'm in God mode still. Oh well. Oh, you stand. Oh, he's gonna fall. Not eval. Just the way we just came. I guess it's the only way. This town. Stony Creek Cave. See? Now that's the, but I don't see the, so this is the only way. Let's look. Well, yeah, I guess we got him. Without even realizing it. Alright, let's go. And that is the only way that I've ever found to get it up here. I mean, I have tried to wind sprint and everything else, and you just can't do it. Hey, look, it's gonna let us mine it now. My other one right over here. This is the first time it's ever let me mine it. Oh look, is this wasn't here before? Yeah, it was. Sure, I got everything else. Cool. Let's go.
Fair.
And there we go. So now we got to go back and turn in our quests. So let's head over to Whiterun and turn that one in first. Oh look, they're all there. Oh, that's one hill. I got 3 things to turn in there. See that? But let's go over to Whiterun first. Ah. And I really don't need to create any I'll just sharpen up what I got and stuff. I don't know why that's only epic. Like, my smithing skills is like the 5th time of being legendary. She's up on top of my hammer. I think that's the first time I ever seen that. Enough. So
Got some good pieces out. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit their needs.
1,000 Daedric arrows. That's way too many.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Hello.
Sure. I've got just what you need.
There you have some of these arrows.
Thank you very much for your visit.
Wed Guitar. Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Imperial. Oh, a bit of this, a bit of that. Let's pick up all this junk. Try to get rid of the junk first. You know, we can sell the other stuff. Yeah. Let's sell some books. Fishing. Yeah. What? 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 Whoa. 56. I thought it was. Oh, because I. Okay.
Do
Come
come
back.
back.
Please come back.
What do you need, my friend? Take a look.
Had enough of fish and fowl. Treat yourself and your kin to a choice cut of steak or tender
But
red
that
ribs.
ribs.
Lamb meat. Wow, I got a lot of apples. Fine.
Remember,
fresh
fresh
fruit and
vegetables every day.
The
Finest
finest
cuts,
cuts.
fresh.
Take
Take a look. Did you see what that said? It says something about killing. I'll have to look at that when I'm going out. This guy, I don't really like him much. Self-flowered. How this all happens. Did you kill all this game
Oh,
yourself?
yes. Hunting is my great passion. That's
That's
why my brother and I
opened
opened a shop to sell hunting
hunting
supplies.
supplies.
It's the
It's the
drunken
drunken
huntsman
huntsman
down on the main gate.
Yeah. This is
I hope your parents
the
are proud of
legendary
you.
guy's
They
wife,
have
mom, or something.
trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Yeah. All right, let's agree with those.
You take care of yourself
So-
now.
Come on in. Let me
And
know
we
if
don't
you
need anything. Take a seat by the fire and I'll send something. If it's work you need, how about the truck? Let's save that appetite. We're on fuel and fire. His scale strong and his sides. Need anything else? Just let me know.
Come to chat with an old man.
Look at the trees blooming, you know. We healed it not
Wait.
long ago.
I know you.
This guy can preach.
Talos the unerring, Talos the unassailable. To you we
give praise.
and deserve our praise you do, for we are one.
Why to run belongs to the true sons of Skyrim. Gods be praised. Just selling a couple, something. Got it. There we go. So, whoa. Oh, okay. That works. Alrighty. Let's be inside. They did not watch over your back. So I hear you brought honor to the companions and yourself. One of the guards from Dragons reached Waverton, worried about a prisoner who's escaped. Another prisoner?
Has too much on his
These
mind
guys can't hold on to any of them.
troubling him with this. At
At this point, they don't care what happens to him, and neither do I. Best to just kill him and be done with it. Be careful. This man is known to be dangerous. What in the world? It's like I haven't even done any of this stuff.
Swing. Let me show you.
Two-handed. Fine. No, I don't even use two-handed sword hardly at all. I'm looking up at 81. I've already given you the job. Now get to it. All right, now we got to go back to Windhelm. Over here. I only see one now. Odd. Oh, that's because my wife has jobs for me all the time. I'm that way. What about? And they call me walking. Now that's good work. Everyone will be a lot safer if they're gone. Dark elves and Nord alike. Here, some gold was promised. Let me show you a bit about where you keep the armors. Save me some aches on a long march. Help the Dark Elves. Oh, you must have heard me talking from Altfield. The Dark Elves live in a run-down slum called the Grey Quarter. Ulfric's content keep that way. I guess they think I can open Ulfric's eyes to the plight and get her to lift a finger on their behalf. I'm trying, but Ulfric is set in his ways. For him, there's two kinds of people in this world. Nords and the folk beneath them. Safe journey, sword brothers. Yes. Just taking a little break here. I was a little hungry. My brother's in there. He's cooking, so I'm just going to eat a little bit of an apple while I'm talking. I'm going to play a little bit more. So I do have some exciting things coming up pretty soon on the Teacher to Creator channel. And then just generally, I've been spending the last 2 months investigating the Charlie Kirk thing. And so I'll be starting a series on all the things that I found. And I found like 150 anomalies and stuff. Of course, now we're starting to finally get some high-def video out so we can debunk a lot of that stuff. And so we'll be debunking some of it we'll be looking at. It's still pretty weird, so I know everybody's Charlie Kirked out, I know, but my goal is not to try to get viewers and all that stuff. And I found a lot of streamers that were they would do something with the video or something and then claim, oh, look at the bullet, it's coming in from behind or whatever, and then when I would look at it and digitally tear it apart, I'd find out that, hey, that was post-production addition, and people just did that to try to get viewers and stuff, and so I don't like that. Right, so I'll be uncovering a lot of those people, not by name. I'll just debunk the video, and then I'll be looking at the truths that I found out, which there are some, and that aren't out there. And then also, I spent the last 2 months creating a media forensic program, right? So, coming up now, we are just got so much onslaught of AI generated stuff and body doubles and all kinds of stuff. And more than ever, the public needs something, right? That can look at it and give you a guess, okay, 60% chance that this is AI or something, And so I created a program that does that. And so I'll be offering that up pretty soon, face to face, it's called. And it's just the alpha generation of it that I'm going to go ahead and try to start it with the alpha generation and then move on to beta and then finalize. But I'm going to sell the early edition, pretty cheap, and then I'm going to give some good discounts, but that's coming up. Also, my book, I wrote a book on how to run sound and all that stuff. But I finally got my computer crashed a while ago, and I wasn't able to complete the online courseware that I was doing for the book because I had lost all that stuff. I forgot to back it up to my backup drives, and I had just revised it, done a revision on it and everything, and uploaded it and everything. And so I lost all that, but now I just got a copy of it. Thank goodness for my publisher, who supplied me a copy with my original file that I uploaded, so that will help me. So that is going to be coming up soon as well. And then also, of course, I'm going to start streaming. As soon as I get those things caught up, I'll start streaming regularly again. Well, semi-regularly. Like all of us, we're all trying to make a living. And my goal is to make a living through entrepreneurship and all that. So I'm creating a bunch of digital offerings, and hopefully that'll if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna have to go back to wherever I work. I'm older now, and I could go back and teach, and I can go back and do truck driving. There's a lot of stuff. I have a lot of skills, but I spent my life out there working already, you know, and I'd rather just do entrepreneur stuff. And I have a church I'm trying to grow or build, and some buildings. I need a lot more money to do that than what my job offers me, right? Because that's a $1 million construction thing, and so I need a lot more cash flow for that. All right, so that's some of the stuff that's coming up. Been growing my beard out, as you see. It's pretty full nowadays, and I'm enjoying it like that. That's pretty cool. I can see that the game is still, let me go ahead and cancel the game sound for a second. So that's what's coming up on the horizon. And so the Charlie Kirk thing, like almost 150. It's like 148 or something like that. Things that I found, right? That either things that were not found, or problems, with the narrative, or some of them were found, a lot of them have been found, but many of them have, are just straight up false, many of the things that are been online, they're just straight up false. After on inspection of the media, I determined that it was, like I said, post-production addition or something, or just impossible. For instance, like the whole thing that, the trap door thing. Well, there is a door there, and there's two doors there. One of them is to hook up wires and stuff, and the other one is probably the entrance to what my guess is a pump room down there, right? And then that it's not really shallow, like some people came online and said, oh, it's just shallow for this or for that. Well, there are two main vents that you can see clearly that for an underground room, right? There are two main vents, and you can tell they're air vents because they curve down, right? The way that those big pipes are. And so for those air vents to be there, it means there is a room underneath there. But that room, those doors were off to the right of the tent. They were not under the tent. So, and those doors weren't used for anything, right? Nobody hid in them or anything like that. But you had a big thing going on. Oh, the doors. Another one is the chair anomaly falling through the table. The chair anomaly. Well, when you get the high def picture of that, and I have it, you can tell clearly that the leg of that chair is on the outside of the table when it falls off. It's not falling through the table. The problem isn't, right, that see, people jump to conclusions and say, oh, it was all made up, is this, that, the other thing. The problem is that the very first thing that happened when that stuff started going up online was the government or whoever, I don't know who, started editing that stuff, right? And started censoring it and sending it out edited. And you can tell it's been edited heavily, right? One of the main things of post-production addition, whether you're using After Effects or whatever, for consumer level, especially when you're doing it fast and trying to edit a live feed on the fly, you're going to come up with really blurry images in areas. And so, like the images of his mouth disappearing and stuff like that, there's definitely After Effects there, right? There's post-production editing, right? And so, that's why, because if it was just the general high def picture, and most cameras nowadays, and if you have an up-to-date camera, it's going to be filming in pretty close to high def, 1080, right? Or at least 720. And so unless you're way far away, right, you're going to get an image that at least you can tell the mouth and everything. But like here, you see my mouth clearly. This is just a stupid webcam, you know. But that just is one of the things. And but when we're looking at the chair falling through the table, it's an anomaly because two reasons. One is because all phones have, it's not really AI, but it's like AI component that interprets what it sees when things move fast. And so that could actually happen uh, for a lot of the images that came off a phone. The other thing is, like I said, post-production, right? And so people trying to hide stuff or put filters in or whatever, or even some people doing it on purpose so that they can claim that and get followers or whatever, you know. But like I said, when you see and I just got a hold of that, the full HD video of that chair falling next to that table, after they pushed it away, it's clear that it falls on the outside and the leg actually comes over on the side. Why that the anomaly was there, for the camera footage and stuff is all one of those two explanations, either because of post-production addition and filters, and today's post-production is all AI, right? I mean, it has tons of AI in post-production editing now. So it's really easy to get anomalies and AI artifacts and hallucinations. But so I mean, most the video editing software that you have nowadays has a large AI component, and so when they do that, you end up with those anomalies. So anyway, we're going to be going through all that stuff. I got several videos that I'll be making and producing, and hopefully there are some stuff that I'm really not wanting to do, because, you know, like everybody else is doing it, it's a fearful thing. You're already dealing with people that have no problems uh, with ruining your life or even killing you, you know. So there's I mean, there's luckily we have a lot of the stuff coming out now about the Epstein files, which you know, you have people that are on that list that are known for having people disappear that come against them, you know, ex-presidents and all kinds of people that every time somebody comes against them, they just mysteriously die or disappear, you know. And those kinds of people, you know, it's not really worth uh uncovering all that stuff outright, because it really doesn't matter. I mean, most of the people already know it. You know, they knew it. They've known it for a long time, whether they want to admit it or not. And what you're doing isn't proof enough to get anybody indicted or to get anybody in the court, right? It just, what we do on YouTube and Rumble and all that stuff, it's never going to end. Our videos are never going to end in indictment or anything like that. But it could ruin people's reputation. And that is what people don't want. They don't want their reputation ruined and so on. I know that for every person of power, including our president, they are very leery of that. I know there's one guy that was saying names and stuff in his YouTube stuff, and he started getting emails threatening liable lawsuits and stuff, right? From our vice president and from our president, and you're talking about people that, you know, they have hundreds of billions of dollars at their disposal, and the average price of a human life nowadays for a contract killer is like $5,000. So it's the same reason why you can't get control of the petrodollar or any of that stuff, right? Because we just do not play in that realm, right? We just don't have that resource. And if you don't think that they are effective in what they do, just look at the price of fuel and how many miles per gallon you get on your car, right? That's all you have to do to know that they are very effective. I mean, the Hilux diesel Toyota has been available in Australia for 25 years. Thing gets 50 miles a gallon, but it's not offered in the US. Why? Because they say, oh, it doesn't meet the smog requirements, but that's not it at all. It's because they want to make sure that the people in the US only get 20, 30 miles a gallon at most. Once in a while you can get a car that gets 40, but you're going to sacrifice for that, right? You're going to have some little chintzy little thing, right? But in reality, in the 650s and 60s, Shell Corporation and Chevron and all of them, they all done tests using different ways of powering cars and made them get 100, 200, 300 miles a gallon, right? All of them did. Just like the Pogue carburetor. The Pogue carburetor got well over 100 miles a gallon, and it was around for in the 60s, it was around for a while. And they tested it, and they were able to get I even wrote a paper on it in college when I was in college. Shell was able to get 200 plus miles a gallon out of one of their race cars using the technology. And instead of forwarding that to the consumer, what happened? Well, Pogue ended up dead, mysteriously gone, and they put additives, lead and everything else in the fuel so that if anybody built a carburetor like that, it would clog it all up with all those additives. You think that's why they put those additives in there? Before that, it was considered white gas, what they called white gas back then. It was pure, had no additives, and it was easy to burn inside the Pogue carburetor and everything. And it done a great job to get 200 miles a gallon, right? Out of any car, But no, why? Because the petrodollar. Because the people that are rich, they got control of that. That's going from 20 or 30 miles a gallon to 200 miles a gallon is going to devastate their income. So, the price of a 5,000 back then is probably cheaper. The price of getting rid of somebody that has the technology, taking the technology, and then, and then never doing it. But yeah, it's amazing, I don't know if that paper is available online or not, on my site or not. I'll have to look. But a lot of my college papers I posted. But so, and nowadays, I remember it wasn't that long ago. I think it wasn't even 90s. It was like 2007, 2008, maybe 2010. I don't know. When Toyota came out with a car that got 50 miles a gallon, and it was advertised in all the billboards, right? Big old billboards, 50 miles a gallon, right? But then all of a sudden, all those billboards vanished, and the cars that they said were getting 50 only got 30. What happened? Well, you know what happened. It's the petrodollar. It's when it comes right down to it, the people that are represented by Vanguard and BlackRock. Now, BlackRock itself and Vanguard, I think Vanguard is probably owned, but BlackRock is they represent their clients, right? They are not a corporation by themselves. They take the money from their clients and they invest it, right? And their clients are the richest people in the world, right? Simple as that. So they have the richest people in the world as their clients, and they represent them. And today, when you look at what Vanguard owns or what BlackRock owns or any of those guys, those big corporations, they own literally everything. but really it's not them that owns it. It's their clients, the 1%. That's the buffer, right? They take the heat, and they never have to really, unless with a court order, have to reveal who they are that they are representing, right? Or maybe some of the people, that are, since it's a publicly traded company, if it's a publicly traded company, you can find out who's on the board. But as far as the people that are the investors, those are the people, right? And they own all the food, and they own all the hospitals, and they own even the billing, medical billing. They own the pharmaceuticals now, right? And on top of that, they own the national debt, right? So every day we get up and go to work, and we pay taxes, and we pay taxes on the gas that they own, and we pay taxes on the insurance they own, and we pay taxes on everything else that we buy or sell. And some of the stuff, if we buy a home, then we pay taxes every year. And then all those taxes, well over 50% of the income tax that we are charged that we are charged for our paycheck, 50% of that, well over 50% of that goes to do nothing but to pay the service fees on the national debt. So that's like guaranteeing that the entire United States, every person that is working, is enslaved to this debt that we didn't create, that those people that, imagine they got kickbacks or something to vote all that stuff in to push the national debt so high. And this is why all these presidents after Reagan that pushed this thing up, especially Obama, right? Above most of them, right? Because his national debt, he accrued more national debt in the first year of his office than all presidents before him combined, So these guys, we think, oh, they're pushing national debt. They're pushing national debt. Well, yeah. And then they spend it on where? We're $37 trillion debt now, and we're sending $60 billion to Brazil, or how many billions have we sent to the Ukraine or some other place that is not the U.S., while the very people, right, that are paying those taxes for that debt, right, they got no health care, and the pharmaceutical companies, right, they're all about treating the symptoms and never the source, all that stuff, right? And so that's what happens. That's what happens. Why? Because we have a bunch of people representing us that don't listen to the people. They do whatever is good for them, whatever they think is right, and that's how it's set up. And there are, I'm not saying they're all like that. There are people that actually go back and poll their constituents about issues, right? There are those people. But I tell you what, there ain't none of those people in the California Assembly, maybe a handful, right? The super majority in California, all they care about is I don't know what they care about, to tell you the truth. The things that they pass, it's outrageous. But that's just how it is. We elect those people into office, and then they make sure to stay elected, and they lie, cheat, and steal so that you never know the truth. And then, what can I say? We end up paying for it, and we keep paying for it. Now we all pay for it. And this is why the government is going to raise taxes. They have no choice, right? How's Trump avoiding it? Well, he's putting it in the form of tariff, right? A tariff. He's saying we're charging tariffs. Well, of course, the tariff eventually rolls down to the people that buy the stuff, right? The consumer. The price of the tariff rolls down to the consumer eventually. It's a tax, right, on the people, but he puts it as a tariff, right? He's using the power of the tariff to try to level the playing field in the world, right? Because all the way up until now, all those countries were charging tariffs on all our products, but we weren't charging tariffs on what they sent in, right? So Trump first started just saying, reciprocity, right? Whatever they charge in tariff, we charge in tariff, right? But now he's using it a little bit more as a weapon, to where he says, well, if you don't do this, we're going to give you 100% tariff, or 200% tariff or whatever, right? In the end, the consumers will pay for that. That's just another tax, every one of those tariffs. But at the same time, there's a lot of it had to be done. And here's why it had to be done, is because 50% of the income tax that we pay goes to service the debt. That's 50, that we'll just round it to say 50. That means those trillions of dollars are not available now for the government to spend. That means their government budget has been cut down by the amount that we have to pay in service fees for that debt. Well, this means we're going to go bankrupt, right? We already started going bankrupt. A couple of years ago, we lost the whole credit rating. We went from 3 all the way down to 2+. Every time you lose, remember, every time you lose a credit rating, it means the interest on your debt goes up. You pay more interest on your debt. And anybody, I'm talking a lot. I didn't mean to. I was a business major, right? I have a bachelor's degree in organizational leadership, right? Business and organizational leadership. And that's my bachelor's degree. And so economics, right? And we're looking at the sweet points, supply and demand and oligarchies and monopolies and all that stuff, right? But anybody that has any business wisdom at all voted to have Trump come in, because we are going bankrupt, right? That this country wouldn't exist probably if Trump didn't become president, because the first time he became president, the very first thing he did was cancel NAFTA. And what did that do? That stopped the companies from, what did NAFTA do? NAFTA allowed corporations to outsource their product to our neighboring companies, which is Canada and Mexico, right? And they could go over the border and pay the lower wage to the people in whatever country, and then ship the product into the United States at a low and not have any tariff or anything, and then sell it in the U.S. at the same price as if they were building it in the United States, right? So it allowed that. Well, the problem with that is that it brings down the gross national product, right? The U.S. isn't producing that. The country over there is. Whatever country those corporations went into, their gross national product is going to go up, right? And the U.S. is going to go down, and we are still going to be buying the same stuff, right? So by getting rid of NAFTA, what that did, we were in a tight spot, right? First time around, he stepped in. We couldn't afford to even pay the service fee on the debt. We were going bankrupt, right? So he canceled NAFTA, forced all those corporations, American corporations, to come back inside the borders of the U.S. and start producing their product in the U.S. That brought all those jobs into the U.S., and in return, that raised the gross national product up to a point to where we could pay the service fee on the debt. And at that time, the debt was what, 30 trillion or 28 trillion or whatever, 32 trillion. I can't remember, but, and he was coming out of it. And then Biden became president, and, he just continued all the stuff that Obama was doing, right? Except for he multiplied it by 50,000, right? He started shipping all the aliens in. And don't get me wrong, I believe that people should have the right to be able to come to the U.S. and become a citizen, but they need to do it legally, not illegally, right? Why? Because what happens is that we are already right? This nation is already almost going bankrupt at paying the service fee on a $37 trillion debt, right? By bringing in illegal aliens. Most of those guys, they ship their money to whatever country they came from, right? Instead of trying to get America on its feet, right? So that's not a good thing. When I'm just talking about economics here, right? Economics. I'm not even talking about anything else. With a $37 trillion debt and currently over half of our income tax is going to pay just the service on that. Okay, what's going to happen the first time that we can't pay that again? All our credit rating is going to drop from 2A plus down to 2A. That's going to up our interest rate again, right? And it won't be long until we're to the point that the government goes bankrupt, right? What do you think Doge was all about? I mean, it was about a couple of different things, but one of the main things was to try to get government spending down, right? Whatever we can get, whatever we can clean off the budget, right? Whatever we can cut out, right? To try to save us from going bankrupt. You know, that's the point. That's the entire point, to stop us from going bankrupt. Because as soon as we go bankrupt, then that's the end of the U.S., right? Just like that was the end of the USSR, just like that was the end of Rome, right? The Roman, not Rome itself, the city, but the Roman control, right? Government, right? So what happened with Rome? Well, the people, they kept on fighting, expanding until they got so large that they didn't have the troops or the money to be able to fight on all their borders that they were fighting. So they started hiring mercenaries, and paying them until they went bankrupt. And when they went bankrupt, that was the end of a nation, of the Roman nation that people said would never fall. Look at the size of the USSR. USSR was humongous, and what they do, they dumped all their money into military, dumped it until they went bankrupt. And then they're gone. Now they're gone, right? The U.S., we're so close to being bankrupt. We are so close. It's just amazing how close we are. I mean, we lose another credit rating or two, and that's it. We're done, right? We will no longer be able to pay the service fee on the debt. We'll default, and that'll be the end of the U.S. petrodollar, which will have devastating effects worldwide, because well over 50% of countries are backed, right? Their currency is backed by the United States dollar. We have the trade dollar, right? And that's why we're still here. If we weren't on top of the stack, yeah. Oh, thanks. I'm just talking to everybody out in Wonderland here. If we weren't on top of the stack, we'd already be bankrupt. But it's the fact that so many other nations depend on us that we still, and also we're the world's worst consumers, right? If you want to build something and sell it, you build it, sell, and then ship it to US and sell it. We buy everything. In every other part of the world, if you're labeled a consumer, that's an insult. Here, it's just a way of life, right? So that's the real issue, right? That is the real issue. Now, the far left, their big thing is that they want acceptance, right? They want their lifestyle to be recognized as normal. They want all this stuff, to be not judged by the Bible, or by the conservative right, for their lifestyle. And they want all this stuff, but that really has no bearing at all on the real issue of the national debt and going bankrupt, and there being no U.S. because we went bankrupt, right? That's the real issue. And that's what Trump is trying to save. Do I agree with everything he does? No. Right? But at least he's a businessman and can see it coming. Maybe it's too late. I noticed that his demeanor sure has changed. It could be too late. You know, it might be already over. And then we have, I don't know why, I don't know why we shipped in all the Muslim people into the United States, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Soon as the American dollar falls and the United States goes bankrupt, there'll be no law because all the law is paid eventually by either state or federal monies, right? There'll be no hospitals. There'll be no schools. There'll be no fire departments. There'll be none of that stuff that is public service. None of that stuff because all paid through the budget, right? And right now, they're seeing just how long we can last without a federal dollar. If you haven't noticed, or what, it's week 3, week 4, it's the longest ever that the government has been in shutdown. And while most people look at it, oh, they're fighting, it's this against that. It's a big trial. How long can we go without the federal money paying the money? You notice the very first thing that the Congress did was okay their wage. They're still getting paid, but nobody else, anyway. So what happens, right? When that happens, that's why that whole thing, the whole Antifa thing, the whole left thing, I mean, I understand people want to be accepted, right? They want to be not judged for lifestyle, all that stuff, and that's something to fight for. But what's going to end up happening is that when the dollar falls, there's already present in the United States now a whole nother law, right, that is trying to come up, and that's called Sharia law, right? And they are religious based, and don't be deceived. The Muslim Islamic movement is super rich, right? They have oil upon oil. They have everything they need, right? And they have no need for money at all when you come talking about the Islamic movement, right? And they'll have plenty of money to take over this whole land easily, right? If the nation falls, then there's going to be war, right? You're going to find the traditionalist people against those that are trying to take over, and I will hate it if that happens. That'll make life really difficult because you'll have a lot of other factions within that. You'll have the career criminals. Just if there's no law, they're just going to come take what they want, right? So that's just how it's going to be. You're going to have, but the biggest forces will be the biggest forces in the land. The biggest forces on opposite sides will be Islam, radical Islam versus conservative right. Those will be the two biggest. Now, most people would say, the left have, Palestine, Islam, Palestine. Well, guess what? You better do some research because, you cannot be a leftist inside of the Islamic faith, right? They'll kill you. They'll just kill you right there. They won't even, there's no court system for that, right? They just kill you. You think that if you're a leftist and you think that that the conservative right is judgmental or speaks out, we you just watch what happens. What's the very first thing that happened when uh when Palestine got its land back and Israel pulled out? Within a week, what did we see? Right? What did we see? We seen Hamas killing its own people, anybody that they thought was that was not anti-Israel. Right? They just started shooting them right there. No, no court, no jury, no nothing. Right? And and what's happening right now with all of the food and stuff that we're trying to get over there to them? Hamas, I just seen videos yesterday of Hamas freighting and taking all the trucks and driving away with them. You know, so it's a you say it's the Palestinian and don't Hamas is part of Islam, right? All that is part of the radical. Now, I'm not talking about the regular Muslim person that comes and wants to assimilate and be a good citizen of whatever country they're in. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the radicalized people that say that you either convert or die, right? That's the rule. That say that if you are a woman, a female, biological female of someone that is not Muslim, and you're not Muslim, they have the right to kidnap you, sell you as a slave bride for 50 cents if they want to, and the government okays it. That's Sharia. That's legal. That's a legal thing. I remember it was like 15 years ago when that family lost their daughter. I think it was ISIS was taking over Egypt at the time. And the ISIS people kidnapped, she was a college student over in Egypt on spring break or whatever. And they kidnapped her. And the family went and tried to find her and was dealing with the government. And then they found her, and the government says, no, they're within their rights, right? She was kidnapped, sold, and forced to be a slave bride, right? Because that was legal. And then the Islamic government said, no, they're within their rights. They can do that. There's no recourse that you can take. Eventually, thank God that that family found some people that went over there and forcibly kidnapped her back and brought her home, you know, but now without death, people died to do it, so that type of stuff, that's the truth of it, you know, you have to think about the truth of it. Why? I know that people think that that it's all about red and blue and it's all about Democrat versus Republican, or it's all about left and right, you know. But really, as far as what's going on right now, it's really all about one thing. Is the U.S. going to exist or is it not going to exist? Right? That's what it's boiling down to right now. Is it going to exist or is it going to be gone? Soon as it goes bankrupt, that's the end. Right? We might be able to, right now we're testing the waters. How long can we hold on? How long can we hold on without sending money out from the government? How long? Right? We're in week three, but it can't hold out forever. So we'll see. All right. All right. You know what? I'm going to eat something and I'll be back in a little bit, and then we'll play some more game. All right, let's get back to gaming. I don't know, I went off on that weird tangent. But that's all right. Gives you someone to talk to. We'll see here to do. Then go say hi to my family. What was that? Honor to you, Tue. She's not in there. Why not? Oh, I don't have him yet. I guess they're back somewhere else. Got an empty room here. You know where I put him. Let's look at, let's see. We know they like it over here. Is it Morsel they like? Or is it what? No, like, I know they like Whiterun too, but could be Markars. These Markars. There's one that they really like it. They say, "Oh, we like it here." Oh, it's not this one. Must be Morsel.
The finest jewelry of Markar.
I'm pretty sure they weren't here. No. No, must be more salt. Let's head over to Morsel. Where is Morsel? Could be Solitude too. Let's try Solitude.
Bingo's not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed.
And
My working days are done.
I'm almost seeing my kids.
Papa says I won't see Rogvir anymore, but he wouldn't tell me why not.
Wait. You
Pardon me.
Ah, here
What
she.
do you need, my Thane?
Nope, that's not him. Where's not her? Well, shoot. Maybe they're in Whiterun. Hmm. Let's go to Whiterun. Could be in Whiterun. It could be in Northall too, but we can look real quick. Wait, I think Northall's a little tiny town, right? Yeah. So they're not there. Could have came through town a couple times, not even realized it. My kids, yeah, because that looks like my daughter right there.
I bet you could do anything.
Yeah, Sophie.
Mama took me to the market.
Lucia.
Papa, you're
Yeah.
back. Lots of pies and cakes. Did you get me a present? She said she
Sure.
showed me how to bake one. I'd really like a doll. Or maybe a pretty new dress. Wow, really?
Yeah.
What do you get me?
Oh, no doll. I guess I'll have to give her a dagger. How about a dragon bone dagger? Glass dagger.
This is great. Wow, thanks.
Be careful.
I don't know if you...
But Brave
Very
won't even
good.
look at me now. So same.
Please.
Brave.
Good to see you. As well as can be expected. Dear, this house would work for the two of us. But with children, we need to find a bigger place.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna...
And where would that be?
Solitude.
I'll see you there.
There you go. That's the one you like so much.
Yes, ma'am? I can. Here. This is fresh. I'll have another one made tomorrow. I'll be here.
Where's my other daughter?
Good to see you, Dean.
Oops.
Has the Empire forsaken us? How could Whiterun fall into the hands of these stinking half-wit wolves?
I have the quality mean and interpretation power. Little treat yourself and your kin to a choice cut steak. Tender cut. There she is.
Need something? on, just a few more minutes, please. You're the best. Thanks.
An ass man, you said.
May the gods watch over your battle. I've already given you a child. Now get to it.
Well, I haven't done it yet. All right.
Until next time.
It says return to Vicus. Well, let's go here and talk to Jarl Valkyries.
What happened?
Wow, they're even cooked and everything's gone.
Is that fur coming out of your ear?
What happened?
Is that fur?
Oh no, by the god, this can't be happening.
What should be happening?
Good to see Skyrim still has fine. You'll give an old man.
Where's the Jarl? Seems like it. Ooh, there's one here.
Oh, what happened?
Where's the Jarl's place? There it is.
You're not enemies and ears. Both are for one thing. I will empty Falkreath's coffers to buy myself fine clothes and expensive mead. For another, I will get mixed up with criminals and other sorts who take advantage of the honest folk for profit. I might be old, but I haven't forgotten that a Jarl's first duty is to look after his people.
Well, it sure does pick it up, doesn't it? Every little sound.
Well, for one thing, I won't empty Falkreath's coffers
all
to
right.
buy myself
How come it
fine
has someone wants me to
clothes
talk to you,
and
but it,
expensive
oh,
mead.
maybe that's not
If
you.
you're sympathetic to the Empire, you'll be
No, it's
wise
you.
to put Falkreath. My nephew has always been handed things. You think some emperor sitting on a guild Rome civilians gonna know what's best for Skyrim? The Imperial City so far from here might well be on one of the moons.
Oh, he's got a crooked eye.
Thinks it can tell us what to do and how to live. I'm no man's fool. I know Ulfric Club's selfish and power hungry, but he's the devil I know. Does that put it plain enough for you? Mind what you say. The Empire has ears all over this town.
Wait for him to sit down, maybe.
Enemy,
If you're
sympathetic to the Empire, you'll be wise to put Falkreath
It's not
far
letting me talk to him.
behind you. My
And
nephew has
has
always been handed things.
Huh, wonder
Even
why.
the title of Jarl.
Right. Good. No, we gotta still do the origin of that. Here, let's do those ones. Oh, shit. Where'd he go? Clear the heck over here?
How can I assist? Now end this exercise.
Or doesn't give me anything. Read Severe's journal. Okay. Lies. Return to Uriah. We don't even know where they're at. Don't even bring up the... We're gonna put where the Raya is. They got no arrows. Jesus, look at it. No, forgot what I was doing. What's her name? It would be. You know, that's one of the problems with this game, is that it tells you to go to a person that doesn't give you any idea where they're at. You know, Ripton Fishery Docks outside of Ripton. All right. Need a ride? No.
No matter what else happens, the guards will always be grateful for it.
Sorry, I'm afraid I can't help you much. Currently in the trees. Reminds me of unhorning at a bad time. I'm not given.
Need something.
We're gonna need Virya.
Got a lot of respect for the restoration school.
I used to be an adventurer like you. And I took an arrow in the knee. Please.
Why did you hear a board?
Eh?
And just what's that supposed to mean?
It means I have a business to run. I get book straight in the very average kid.
For goodness sake, Bowler, you barely have to dingle yourself when you're here except to find it.
Let them do the work. That's what you pay them for.
What?
Yeah.
It is our most favorite company. Yes.
There's an apothecary in town. Yeah.
It's
It's down on the lower road. And they Riften's under my protection.
You
You watch yourself now. This is a meadery. This is not the fishery.
I'm the brewmaster around here. What did you want?
Ah, nothing but flies.
I should bash your face after all you've done.
Good luck.
Be seeing you around.
Says she's supposed to be on the deck. Oh, she could be inside the place sooner. Hey, summer. Conjure me up a warm bed with her. Staying out of the cupboard.
Welcome back. Good to see you.
again.
Not there. Not there.
Never seen the old this
Not
upset
there.
or anything. The city really gets
gets
it.
Where's the bunkhouse?
All meats guaranteed. Clean and free.
You've been a good friend to me. That means the finest weapons in armor.
Return any time. You're quite welcome here.
You could say that the rat way is the city under the city. Go on. Dangerous. No place.
Practically it's a burden. Get that before they're gone.
Sure. I'm a dude. Where's the bunkhouse at? Speak. It's not here.
Looking to stay
And
alive.
I think it has.
See. What's wrong? It says she's in the bunk. Should be in the bunkhouse. 906. Well, tell to help Vera. All right. What the heck? Oh, capital V. And what's that? Oh, 5. It didn't work. I think it's so too. Still didn't work. So maybe it's moved dot player. I think it's moved to dot player. Please, this thing told me wrong. No, player dot move to.
You lost? Out with it. Need something? We sure showed them, eh? Thanks for your part, Dad. I understand. I've come to rely on you. There's something I want you to have. It was my father's. It would be my honor to carry it. May the gods keep him. Stay sharp out there. It would seem so. Of course. It's all in the sniff. Good?
All right.
I'll get it to you somehow.
So now we get to find out where the bunkhouse is.
Hey, Greenskin, close your mouth. Some of us are trying to eat over here.
There's no need to be rude. Hell of his bunkhouse. How come we couldn't find it before? All right. Locate East Empire's pendant. No. See, so many of these that you can't find. East Empire, that's gonna be... where? Not over here, it must be on the outside. More so.
Fletching suits me. It's difficult sometimes to use, but a well-made arrow strikes a wolf not freely get up in it.
Hey, you mix potion, right? Can you brew me an ale?
I like you. You've got presence.
You like everyone.
But the stone will looking to protect yourselves or deal some damage. Return any kind of the arms or organs. I fall. Thank
True,
I may look the part of his swordsman, but I've been pretty on wit at the border. You know, I could have wanted to potentially kill the dog on it. Professors Halo, Raven Rock. I gotta kill him. Okay, he's in Raven Rock. Not sure where Raven Rock is. Right, it's somewhere next to the... I think it's on the other side of the mountain. We'll look here really quick. See it? I think it's over here somewhere. Kirsten. That's not. Riverwood. Lakeview. Rookie Stadium. It. Nope, no. No label locks on the island. That's why I can't find it.
If
You're looking at Pat Allen, talk to Pat Allen. Right there. I don't know what they'll play. It's busier now that things are starting to look. You're making my buyer happy. Keep people coming. Things are picking up for now. All I'm wondering is how long it'll take for House Redwood to begin ignoring us if the mine runs out of ore for a second time. That? What if I told you you're the first person to see my sister looking my worst again? I've half a mind to contact my friends at the East Empire Company and see if they need an extra hand in Window. No winding. Oh, absolutely. In fact, I corresponded with Victoria Ritchie herself. Who had done all these? How come this is still here?
The East Empire Company warehouse in Solitude. The biggest warehouse they have in Skyrim.
Ah, you're just like the rest of the folks around here.
Mark my words.
The East Empire Company will return to Ravenrock. And when they do, I'll be able to talk this.
The question you should be asking is, what don't I suppose? Because I have pretty much any supplies you might need.
Spies.
If it's not a weapon, potion, or art, then it's likely that I have it.
Jarl, over at the docks, brings me most of the supplies.
And the
Rest comes from Basher in the Deepton Tower. Oh, Glover Man gets me a few bits once in a while. He usually has the most amazing deals that I can pass.
If
If we need any supplies, you know where to find me. Look at all these. I know I've harvested them all.
Citizen.
You must have grew back.
This is our weathering territory. You do well to remember that.
Not disposable. Last number of times I've spent 9 hours in the mission.
I don't know who sent you. It's still everything forward.
flags before the storm. Nope. I sold fishing mastery. Let's get on. Well, at least I know where I sold it.
If you're looking for passage, talk to Captain Galvin.
Well, I guess that's good enough.
Need something?
No.
What do you need,
Hey.
Well, that's it for me. That's a couple hours of playing that game, which is about all I can do lately. So, we'll catch you later. Today's Saturday, so I don't have a show tonight. I'm going to start doing my shows again. And we'll go from there. See ya.